Independent Permanent Human Rights Commission of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, in a statement in Jeddah, strongly condemned the Indian government's recently concluded illegal exercise to redraw and delimit the electoral constituencies of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The Commission said weak measures are aimed at converting the indigenous Muslim population into minority within their homeland and obstruct the exercise of their inalienable right to self-determination. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference strongly condemned the so-called delimitation exercise, termed it as a part of Narendra Modi-led fascist Indian government's sinister plan to impose the Hindutva agenda in the occupied territory. The APHRC spokesman, in a statement issued in Srinagar, said the delimitation exercise is aimed at artificially altering the electoral strength of the Muslim majority, further marginalizing, disenfranchising and disempowering the Muslims and advancing the political and electoral objectives of Bharatiya Janata Party. He maintained that Jammu and Kashmir is an internationally recognized dispute and this Indian move was illegal and in contravention of the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions, international law and the 4th Geneva Convention that prohibit the occupying powers from altering the demographic structure of the occupied territories. Meanwhile, Indian troops, in their fresh act of state terrorism, martyred 2 more Kashmiri youth in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The youth were martyred during a cordon and search operation in the Brar Aragam area of Bandipora district today. The occupation troops, along with Dreed State Investigation Agency, also conducted search operations and house raids in Srinagar, Islamabad, Jammu and several other places of the territory today, and besides seizing documents, mobile phones, laptops and other materials, subjected the people to intimidation and harassment. On the other hand, India's Dreed National Investigation Agency has filed a fake charge sheet in its court in New Delhi against 4 members of Jamaat-e-Islami in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And on the other hand, the Indian authorities have dismissed 3 more Kashmiri government employees, including a professor of Kashmir University, from the service on the charge of supporting the ongoing right to self-determination movement. APHRC leaders, including Shabir Ahmad Dar and Yasmin Raja, visited the family members of incarcerated Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front chairman Muhammad Yasin Malik at his residence in Srinagar today. Speaking on the occasion, they lauded the courage and conviction of Yasin Malik and other Hurriyat leaders who are facing illegal detention for opposing India's illegal occupation of Jammu and Kashmir. The Jammu and Kashmir Salvation Movement has castigated the Indian government for framing false charges against prominent Hurriyat leaders Zafar Bhatt and 7 other Kashmiris for supporting and leading the right to self-determination movement. In a statement, a spokesman of the Salvation Movement said that charges against Bhatt and others of collecting money for arranging admissions of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir residents in MBBS and other professional courses in Pakistan, organizing anti-India and pro-freedom protesters and rallies, and providing money to stone pelters were all lies intended to deceive the international community about the rising human rights violation in occupied territory. All political conference leaders advocate Davinder Singh Bahal, Altaf Hussain Wani, beside the organizations Pasma Hurriyat Jammu and Kashmir and Jammu and Kashmir Young Men's League, have strongly condemned the ban on Kashmiri students from pursuing higher education in Pakistan. They, in their statements, while terming the ban as violation of international law and sheer display of political vendetta, said the motive behind the move is to deprive the youth of Jammu and Kashmir of their basic right of education. PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti, in a tweet, said that the authorities placed her under house arrest in Srinagar today to prevent her from visiting a Pandit family who lost a member in an attack in Budgam yesterday. National Conference Vice President Umar Abdullah, in a tweet, said Kashmir is far from normal today. He said the tourism activity in the occupied territory cannot be a barometer of normalcy.